All right, you guys, well, I thought I'd give you a little update on my 2020 Honda Accord. I'll do a little walk around here. I've had this car since August of 2020. So it's been almost 2 years now that I've had it. And I made some slight exterior changes to it. I blacked out the mirrors myself. You see a lot of new Accords with the mirrors already blacked out, but I did this myself. I got the windows tinted, and I added these little wind deflectors on the windows, along with this rear window spoiler. Nothing crazy, just some minor exterior things, but I think it looks really good. It's a good looking car. Really love this wheel design. I think it looks super cool. These are these 17-inch wheels, but they look good. We'll go around back here. As you can see, it is an EXL 2.0T. So this is kind of a more rare trim level. I think it's actually been discontinued. I looked on Honda's website and it doesn't look like you can build an EXL with the 2.0T anymore. I really don't see any of these in this configuration. But you get a little 2.0T badge. We'll pop the trunk, show you what that looks like. And it's a very spacious trunk. I have some stuff in here, but you know, very big trunk. You also get this nice rubber floor mat thing. That's actually very useful because I have spilled things in here, but the floor mat seems to capture all of it. The seats do fold down with these little tabs right here, so that's nice. But we'll close up the trunk, and I'll show you guys the back seat room. All right, and sitting back here, very roomy, just a lot of space. Yeah, just really nice back here. You get these cup holders right here. No USB or anything back here. There's like no way to really connect your device. That is kind of a weak point with this Accord. Sometimes when I have a rear passenger, they ask if there's an outlet, and I'm like, no, sorry. You know, that's okay. I mean, it's not a big deal, but we'll hop out. And I'll show you guys under the hood real quick. All right, so this is the 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. Makes 252 horsepower and 273 pound-feet of torque. As I said in my other review, it feels faster than 252. 252 is, I feel like, is underrated. And this is paired to Honda's 10-speed automatic. One interesting thing I learned about the 10-speed is it's actually smaller and lighter than the ZF 9-speed that Honda was using in some of their cars. So this 10-speed, it's pretty efficient, but we'll close up the hood here. All right, let's hop in. So this is the interior, very nice, very classy. Very simple, but very upscale. I really love the wood finishes in the interior. Some Accords come with like a silver finish that I don't like, but the upper trims come with this realistic looking wood that I like. You do get your center screen, very quick to respond, very easy to use. I'm really not on this screen very much. I'm usually either on FM or Bluetooth for my music, but you know, you have your trip computer. This is where you can check out like your fuel economy and things like that. So over 38,000 miles, I've averaged 26.6 miles per gallon. Pretty decent. I mean, it could be a little bit better for a 4-cylinder, but you know, this is like a very performance-y kind of engine. It's essentially like a Civic Type R engine, but with some tweaks to it and some detuning. But you know, it's a performance engine, so it's not going to get the best gas mileage. After owning this car and having to go through the settings, I can say they're very easy to use. Very easy to configure whatever you want in here. Easy to adjust everything. Something that's kind of weird, if your tire pressure is low, and this is just like a Honda thing in general, not even just the Accord, but if your tire pressure is low and you go to air up, the warning doesn't go away. You actually have to go into your settings, and you have to go, I believe it's system. Yeah, you have to go into settings, and then you have to go into vehicle, and then you have to recalibrate the tire pressure monitoring. A little bit of a drawback, but you know, my tires are rarely ever low, so that's not a big deal. This thing actually has system updates too, which I believe there's actually an update available, but I'll do that later. But yeah, it's a good system. It's a good screen. I really like it a lot. You do get Apple CarPlay. I'll show you guys that right now. So you use Apple CarPlay, you just plug your phone in, and then you just wait for it to come up, and here's what it looks like. So yeah, very responsive, very easy to use, really modern and cool looking. Just over 38,000 miles on my car. And you know, it still drives great. It drives just like the day I bought it. This car, reliability wise, has been perfect. I mean, absolutely no issues whatsoever. You know, it just keeps going and going. All you have to do is change the oil and you're good pretty much. Hondas have always been reliable, and I'm happy to say this latest Accord is no exception. Down here you do get your climate controls. You know, very nice controls. It's a little hard to see in the sunlight, but I just absolutely love how the dials change color when you turn them. Just amazing attention to detail with that. You do get heated seats, 3 level right here. This is the shifter for the 10-speed automatic. So you can go into reverse. There's your backup camera. Very clear resolution, and you get a few different options, like there's your top-down view, there's your normal view, and there's more of your wide angle, but I just leave it on the normal view. You also have buttons for neutral and drive right here, but we'll put it back in park. I'm still not totally crazy about this push button selector, because sometimes if I'm like going by feel, like if I'm not really looking at it, but I'm trying to put it in park, there were actually times where I accidentally put it in neutral without realizing. Because neutral feels exactly the same as park. It's kind of like an unsafe design. You do kind of get used to it. I just don't understand why car makers are doing stuff like this. You know, give us back like a normal shifter. Like, I'm sick of these buttons. I'm sick of the weird, like, you know, the weird levers that you push back and stuff. I don't think there was anything wrong with just having a normal lever for shifting, but you know, that's just the way things are going these days, I guess. You do get an economy mode. So when you turn economy mode on, a little like leaf kind of pops up. I actually do not think I've ever driven this car in economy mode. It doesn't appeal to me. I don't feel like being bogged down on performance just to squeeze like another 0.1 mpg out. So I never drive it in economy mode. But you do have a sport mode, which is really cool. This sport mode is great. Like, the tachometer kind of changes and you get a little turbo boost gauge, which is nice to have. But we'll put it back in normal for right now. You do get this nice digital tachometer, and it's very easy to control. All you do is press the home button on the steering wheel. This is one weird thing about this car, is if I'm on like a long trip somewhere, driving somewhere, it'll often pop up saying my driver attention is low. When it totally isn't. Like, I'll be perfectly in the line, you know, driving totally fine, and it comes up saying that my attention is low. And I really don't get how it measures that. I read somewhere it's like steering input, but I don't know why it would tell me my attention was low when it wasn't. You do have your volume controls, your Bluetooth phone controls right here. You do have your adaptive cruise. So this is your stealth steering assist, and this is your following distance. I'm not particularly crazy about adaptive cruise in general. This Accord has like a decent system, but in general, like, I don't like how it brakes hard when there's like a ton of distance in front of you. Every car with adaptive cruise I've been in does that. Like, they brake really hard unnecessarily, and they take forever to get moving again. So I just use normal cruise control, and it's nice that they let you use normal cruise. Like, all you have to do is hold down the main button, I believe, and that shuts off adaptive cruise entirely. So that's nice to have. You also get your electronic parking brake. Put it down right there, and you have your brake hold. This basically holds the car to a stop but lets you lift your foot off the brake, and it keeps the brake lights on for you, which is nice. There's a little button right here. What this does is it basically turns on all your driver assistance, and it shows like a little green bubble around the car. You have your traction control off as well. Down here you have your trunk release, you have your window controls, your locks, and your power mirrors, and you do have your driver's seat memory. But we'll check out the center console, and it's a very big center console. Lots of storage in here. You also get another power outlet and another USB in there. And you do have a glove box. It's a big glove box, so plenty of storage in here, really can't complain. You also have this nice sunroof. I have it tilted right now. I'll put it down for right now, just for the wind. And a sunglass holder. Seats are very comfortable. I've taken this car on dozens of long trips, and these seats always feel great. Like I don't get like fatigued sitting in them. I don't get like achy or anything like that. They're just very supportive and very good seats. But, you know, enough talking. We'll get this thing out on the road. We'll talk about how it drives here. All right. You know, good turning radius. Oh, there's another Accord with tinted windows. I swear to God, I see white Accords with tinted windows all the time now. All the time. As soon as I got mine tinted up, it's like everybody else with a white Accord just did the same thing as me. Now that we're off this gravel, we can get some speed going. Very lively powertrain to it. This car never feels slow. Like, I always get right up to speed without even trying. You know, this engine has so much low-end power that you barely press on it and you're gone. So, very good power band, and it's so smooth. Such a smooth engine. It does feel a little bit like a turbo, in the sense that there's not much right away, but then the power kind of gradually builds and then you're flying. A lot more linear than like an old car with a turbo, but still kind of feels like a turbo, but I like it. It's unique, it's cool, it's very smooth as well. I have to say though, I really like the speed. And I also really love the handling of this Accord. We'll take it on a back road, but you know, very just like such smooth steering, really confidence inspiring, like really good steering, really good body control with this Accord. Steers like precisely where you want it to go. And it's very smooth steering as well. It's just like the car tracks corners with amazing refinement, and I just love it. We'll try some of the power. Wow, wow, very quick. You know, it drops off a little bit on the top end, but it's just a quick car. Like, you can dust people in this thing very easily. You do occasionally get a nice turbo whistle. This 10-speed, it's very snappy. There are times where the shifting can feel slightly rough. The like shift quality isn't always perfect, but it's still like smooth enough to never feel bothersome. And I kind of like feeling the gear shifts a little bit. It gives it like a sporty kind of feel when you just feel like that little lurch when it shifts. And it's very quick shifting as well. You know, it just really sends out all the right gears that you want. This 10-speed automatic is a little bit quirky. Like, you know, I'd say like once every 3 months, it does like stutter a little bit. And when the engine is cold, it's noticeably more jerky, I will say that. If I'm just getting in this car to drive it in the morning, that at first 1 to 2 shift is pretty rough. But, you know, the car warms up and it all goes away. And it's pretty smooth and pretty refined and very sporty. We'll try these paddle shifters actually. So I'm gonna downshift. And they're pretty quick to respond. Yeah, they're really nice paddle shifters, you know. I don't use them very much. I mean, I do use them on hills if I want to use some engine braking, and they're very good. They're nice and responsive, nice and convenient. If you're just driving in normal mode, the transmission will take over and automatically shift. But if you're in sport mode, it lets you use the paddles for a little bit longer. Great visibility in this Accord. I can see the road, I can see out of these side mirrors, and the back window very easy to see out of. So no complaints on the visibility side of things. As this car aged, I did have to get 2 tires replaced, but there is a little bit more tire noise than when I bought it. I think that's mostly just because of the fairly new tires. But it's not like library silent in here. It's not loud or anything. It's not like, you know, loud or cheap sounding, but it is like not the quietest, I guess. But it never bothers me. Like, it's never intrusive. It's never like anything I wasn't expecting. I can live with it just fine. Brakes are very powerful. They have a nice, really good bite to them, and they stop the car on a dime, honestly. Like, this car has some pretty powerful brakes for what it is. Love the smooth leather on the steering wheel. After nearly 40,000 miles, it's holding up great. Some cars I see with leather wheels get like really greasy and really grimy after like a little while, but this one, the leather still feels like nice and polished and like nice and smooth to touch. So good material quality. Everything in this interior is holding up beautifully. It still looks like the day I bought it, honestly. Great sound system in here too. I don't think the sound really translates well on camera, but, you know, you'll just have to take my word for it. It's a really good sound system for just, you know, a standard Honda audio system. Sounds very good. I've been in cars with actual premium, like, Bose or, like, Harman Kardon systems that just don't sound as good as this does. So, really good effort from Honda on the sound. Try this little corner. Very sharp, very sharp. Just tears around the corner. Brakes can get like a little bit, I don't know what the word for it is, like kind of jerky when you're almost at a stop. I've driven other Hondas that do that too, and I don't really know what causes that. You just feel like a little like clunk under the car when the car is like almost at a full stop. Not a big deal. It's not like bothersome, but just kind of like an interesting quirk about the driving feel. Very smooth ride, very flat and stable, but also very smooth. Just like, you know, it's like luxury car smooth. It's not like it's cheap feeling. You know, this car has a very elevated, very luxurious driving feel to it. As I'm not even hitting it hard and I'm already at 40, just like that. Just like that. Feels like it's just so quick. I love it. We will try a little handling test. See how it is. Very good. It feels like a sports car. Yeah, really good, really good. I mean, they just nailed the dynamics of this car. And I love this car because not only is it nice and sporty to drive, but it's just so reliable and it holds up so well. You don't get that with a German car, for example. You know, a German car is, or even like a Range Rover or something like that, you know, they're nice when they're new, but they just fall apart after like 50,000 miles. This just feels brand new. Like I said, feels like the day I got it. The gas pedal is nice and responsive. Sometimes I do wish it was a little bit more eager in the beginning of the pedal, but for the most part, you know, responsive gas pedal. You dip into it and the car delivers very nicely. But yeah, I wanted to show you guys this car again because my Accord review, my original review, is my most popular car review on my channel. So you guys seem to really like this car. And, you know, I'll keep making content on it for as long as I own it. I haven't really been filming many cars lately, so I thought, you know, well, this is something I can do. I can give them a little ownership update, I guess. You hear that turbo whistle again. Very subtle, but once in a while it does come out, and it sounds so damn good when it does. This car, it never gets upset over the bumps. You know, if the road is like crappy or like uneven, this car is just fine. Like, it just handles it with grace. Transmission, even in normal mode, it never feels focused on fuel economy. It always feels like it wants to have fun. If it senses like you want to go a little bit faster, it really lets you access all the power you could want. As for my future plans with this car, I don't know if I'll get rid of it anytime soon. As long as it stays reliable, I'll probably keep it for years, honestly. I mean, I could see myself owning this car for like a good 10 years, like at least. I think it's gonna, in 10 years, I think it's still gonna feel modern, it's still gonna drive well, and it's not gonna give me any problems. So, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get rid of it anytime soon. There's that brake indicator. Sometimes that brake indicator does come on a little bit early for my liking, but it's still nice having that, you know, safety feature. And just construction everywhere today. Not sure what the deal with that is. All right, we're gonna get this thing on the highway. Show you guys what it's all about. Get some speed going. Yeah, just very strong power. I'll make a quick pass here. Very lively car, as I said. Great highway car. Smooth ride. I'm getting hit with rock chips for some reason, but other than that, very smooth ride. We will take this exit here. All right, we're just gonna get back on the highway here. Do a little more of like a normal kind of acceleration run. I'd say I'm maybe like 30 to 40% in the throttle there. And try making a little pass here. All right, now we got some speed going. And even at speeds like this, very comfortable, very confident. That was pretty ballsy, that Mercedes. All right, we will try our cloverleaf off ramp. Very good. That's pretty quick. Tested out some cars that didn't do nearly that well. There's a nice new G-Wagon over there. Don't know if you can see that. This 10-speed, it's also very good at sensing hills. Like if you're going up a hill, it just kind of knows that you are, and it kicks down for you. Very adaptive, very good at sensing your driving style. It does lean a little bit, like it's an Accord. It's not gonna feel like a Lamborghini per se, but you know, for what it is, it's very, very good in my opinion. That's a good driver. Speeds up when they pull out in front of someone. I didn't even try sport mode yet, so for his last little bit, very good, very responsive, very good. Nice downshifts when you brake. All right, but yeah, that sums up my Accord review. Not much has changed since I did my initial review, like I think that was like over a year ago now. Not much has changed, you know, it's still a very good car to drive. I still really like driving it, you know, still feels like the day I bought it. Yeah, just a really good car. Easy to whip around, easy to just chuck it around. It's very good, very good. Easy to park. But yeah, you guys, I think that sums up the Accord. We're just gonna shut it off here and we will hop out. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone.